Hi second graders, this is Miss Perrier. Today we are doing Unit 3, Lesson number 9. Our learning targets for today: by the end of the lesson we will be able to read and write words with the O sound, and we go O when we find that sound. We will be able to decode 2-syllable words with the tricky O spelling, and we'll be able to ask and answer questions about key details in our story in today's reader called Val's Training. To start out, we're going to do a flip book review. So these are sounds and spellings that we have covered in Unit 1 and Unit 2 that we will go back over today. The first one is the spelling KN. And the spelling KN makes the N sound. For example, the word N-A-K, knock. Let's think of 5 more words for this spelling. We have N-ite, night, N-ife, knife, and knapsack, knapsack. A knapsack is another word for a backpack. Our second sound is and we can use WR as a spelling for the sound For example, wrist. We also have right, wrestle, and wreck. Looks like somebody wrecked that pencil. We have the sound w, and we can use WH for the w sound. A lot of our question words use the WH spelling for w. For example, when. We have the word white, white, also a magic E word. We have whisper, whisper. And we have, what does this cat have up here? Those are whiskers. All right, we're going to practice reading some words with the O sound in spellings. Remember, we've gone over a few different spellings to make the O sound. Okay, our first spelling is OA, makes the O sound like the word boat. Remember, vowel sounds are traced in green because vowel sounds let the air out. Green means go, and none of that air gets trapped when we say, oh. My lips and teeth and tongue don't trap any air. We have oatmeal, steamboat, raincoat. We can also make the O sound by using the OE spelling. For example, the word toe. OE spelling is also a vowel sound because it lets the air out. Let's look at this multi-syllable word. We have toe, nail. We use O and A spelling and sounds in that word, toe, nail. We also can use O consonant E to make the O sound. For example, in the word home. Remember, the E reaches behind the M, pinches the O, and makes the O say its name. So this says home. Let's look for some other O consonant E words. We have tadpole, we have enclose, and we have explode. All use O consonant E to make the O sound. And these are all multi-syllable words, meaning more than one syllable. Another spelling that can make the O sound is the plain old letter O. For example, in the word open, open. Here's some others. We have bonus, we have frozen, and we have hippo. They all make the O sound by using the spelling with the letter O. Here we have focus, locate, and condo. Condo is short for condominium, and it's a place where somebody would live or maybe go to a vacation. All right, so up on the screen now, we have 2 different ways that you can chunk this word into different syllables. Okay, now the first one is just the O. it's not with a consonant. It's only our vowel. So our first syllable ends in a vowel, meaning this word would be pronounced oval. And over here, we have the O and V together. So it's not just our vowel. We have the vowel and consonant together. Because the vowel and consonant are together, we would pronounce this way, av-ul. Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves which one sounds correct. I'm going to read a sentence using this word. I want you to listen carefully and then think about how you would say this word. I'll read both choices, okay? There are many shapes. Circles, squares, triangles, and, would I say, oval or oval? Which one's the name of a shape? The correct answer is oval. Oval. Nice job. All right, we're going to do the same thing with some other sentences, okay? So this word that's up here, we have two different ways to pronounce it. We have Polish and we have Polish. Now this one says O because it ends in a vowel. This one says ah because our vowel is sandwiched between two consonants. So let me read the sentence and think about which one makes sense. Technically they're both words, but one of them fits in the sentence better. The table is very dusty, so we need to blank it. Would we say we need to polish the table or we need to polish the table? If you said polish, you are correct. Our next sentence, I love to learn about the planets and the solar system or the solar system. How would you segment this word to make sense? Solar system. Good. Our next word, the drink was blank solid. Was the drink frozen solid or was the drink frozen solid? We would say frozen solid. Good. Next one, he talked slowly like a robot or robot. Which word makes sense? We would say robot. Which pronunciation makes sense here? The car had a large and brand new motor or motor. Did the car have a motor or a motor? The car had a motor. And last sentence for these. The computer was a newer model or a newer model. What would we say? The computer was a newer model. The computer was a newer model. Good. So when you see the letter O in a word, it makes a sort of tug of war with each of the ah and the O sounds pulling on it. Okay, so over here it would be broken, but if we segmented this way, we would say brock-in. Okay. All right, so the tricky spelling O is on worksheet 9.1 if you have your workbook at home. If you don't, you are going to answer questions from 9.1 in your Google form today anyways, okay? Next up, we're going to talk about the next story in our reader, and that is called Val's Training, okay? You're going to read the second story in the series about the swimming sisters. You're going to read about how Val trains for her races. Is Val older or younger? And what types of races does she like to swim? Think about what we read in the story from the day before. Val is younger and she likes to swim longer races. Okay? So some of our vocabulary from today's story. The first word is training. Everybody say training. Training is practice. Okay? The next word is taper. Say the word taper. Taper means to gradually reduce the amount of training, usually before a competition. So go from training a lot to training less. Okay? And then the last vocab word is the word lane. Say the word lane. In this case, a lane is the way that the pool is divided lengthwise. So they're going to race down lanes. Okay, some of the spellings that you're going to come across in the story today, and if you do, I want you to make sure you tap your head. We have A consonant E words like take, lane, and same. We have AI words like training and explained. We have, this should say AY words like say, and then we have OA words like coach and moaned. Okay, we're going to read the story carefully to learn about how Val trains for her swimming, and then you're going to answer questions about this story and key details from this story in your Google form next. Okay, so these are some of the questions you're going to come across. Why don't Kim and Val have the same training? How does Val train? Does she swim quick sprints or does she swim many yards, and why? Think about how that's going to help her. What does it mean to taper off? Think about what we just talked about with that vocab word taper to help you understand that one. What does Val do when she's finished swimming? What does the phrase, "there's no gain without pain," mean? You may have heard your family say, "no pain, no gain." It's the same phrase. There's no gain without pain. Okay? And we are going to skip through these. So that is your last question. After you're done with this video, you're going to complete your Google form practicing some of our sounds that we worked on today. We had O sounds, right? And then you are going to read the story about Val's training and answer the questions on your Google form. Take your time, try your best, and ask for help if you need it from your teachers. We'll see you soon. Bye.